I'm the first rock star who ever landed on the moon. You see the wallet, see a rock star. See the wallet, see a rock star. That's what I do. You see the wallet, see a rock star. See the wallet, see a rock star. Up on the moon. You see the wallet, see a rock star. See the wallet, see a rock star.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here in Prague at the Ian Balina World Tour Conference. We're very excited. We have a very nice turnout so far. Let's see how this goes.
Can we get some noise for the Prague World Tour here in freaking Balina? Me. Without further ado, we got the man of the hour. Good friend of mine, great leader, honest man. The guy is going to take every single person in this room straight to the moon. Ian Balina, make some noise!
Wow. Thank you guys so much. I mean, I keep on saying, I was just a guy in DC doing live streams, and now I'm here in Prague! Prague, baby! And just great seeing your faces, your smiles, seeing Crypto family. Right, so let me just quickly tell you guys who I am, right? Especially for those who are brand new. You're probably wondering, who's Ian Balina? Why is he coming all the way from America to Prague? What is he doing here? Is he a shill? Whatever, right? I'm gonna answer all those questions, right? So first thing is, I'm Ian Balina. I'm a full-time blockchain angel investor, investing mainly in token sales, ICOs. Prior to that, I was working 4 years at IBM. I love data. I was like, okay, maybe I can apply data to ICO investing to find some patterns and insights. And that's what I did. I just sat down over the course of a week, gathered as much data points as possible in each ICO, and tried to find patterns. I went through both qualitative and quantitative data points, even going back to like 3-4 years online, trying to find articles to get token metrics on different projects that nobody heard of, that were great investments, right? And over the course of about a month or so, I basically kind of began building what I now call token metrics, basically applying data and analytics to ICO investing. Here has been a victim of the Ian Balina effect. Who here has benefited from the Ian Balina effect? So I'll show you guys what the Ian Balina effect is. People just kind of coined this term now with ICOs. So after mentioning Wabi on my YouTube channel and having an AMA with them, this was one of the first AMAs, probably like the second or third AMA I ever had with an ICO. They sold out their pre-ICO. So you could say about two-thirds of their pre-ICO was my community, my audience at that time, which was still under like 5,000, under 10,000, probably under 5,000 people or so, all right? And then 4 months later, Wabi was on exchanges. Actually, prior to that, they had a crowd sale at 25 cents, right? From 3 cents to 25 cents. So people in the pre-ICO automatically got a 8x return. And once it got into exchanges, at the peak, Wabi went to $5. So from 3 cents to $5. So I think the peak of Wabi was somewhere around 117x. And 2/3 of that was probably my audience. Right? And they began just telling everybody they could meet, oh my God, Wabi is killing it. I just got this from this guy called Ian Balina, token metrics, YouTube, whatever. And that was in December last year. Then that same month as Wabi was doing 117x, Icon came out and also did 100x. So we had 200x ICOs happening in the same month. And then to make things even crazier, Dragon Chain came out and did a 50x. Dragon Chain was an uncapped ICO, also kind of under the radar, not as much as Wabi though. But at that point in time, people were saying not to do uncapped ICOs. But using token metrics, we were able to find a value point where it was still undervalued, right? So looking at the data, I was saying anything under 30 million for this project is good, right? So once those 3 projects came out, that's kind of when token metrics just kind of went crazy, right? More ICO analysts kind of began coming and joining the community. People now kind of view this space as a valid thing, using data to pick ICOs. It wasn't just gambling anymore, right? Because when they see 200x ICOs and a 50x ICO in the same month, you can't really deny the data anymore, right? You now know this system actually works. And that's kind of when the community just kind of got bigger and bigger. My YouTube went from like 10,000 to like over 100,000, right? Just kind of based off of that, right? So in summary, that's kind of how I kind of became who I am, right? So I had a spreadsheet where I was just sharing this publicly for free, as well just kind of open source and build this community and educate people even more when it came to ICOs, right? So at the peak, before I took down my spreadsheet, which was available publicly, it was getting over 1 million views a month, all right? Which kind of shows you that it kind of came to a point where before it was just me doing live streams in my basement, but now it kind of became one of the biggest movers of the ICO market, right? Because now people actually believe in the data. But it came to a point where it's too influential, so I had to take it down because any ICO I would rank as a good ICO would automatically just whitelist close like that, pre-sale filled up, right? And I didn't want to move the markets too much. So as a result, I took it down to kind of have people do their own research, because after a while, people began to just blindly invest in whatever was on the spreadsheet. And I didn't want that to happen as well. So in terms of, I know I get this question a lot, what's next for the spreadsheet? Right now, it's still down. I do plan to turn this into an application that will be easier to use and to only limit this to people in my community via a token, right? So I plan to make a dApp with a token and give the token to my community as an airdrop. That way, as opposed to having 1 million people viewing the spreadsheet, it could be maybe, for example, only my Telegram group, which has about 30,000 people, right? So that way, not every whitelist is closed and not every pre-sale gets filled up so fast, right? So that's kind of where that is for now. And yeah, that's kind of the gist of who I am, why I'm here. Now we're doing this crypto world tour, just kind of showing our success, right? Actually, sorry, I've been sidetracking. Going back to my story, so using token metrics, I was able to quit my job at IBM in September. I had a schedule, right? Before December. December was my deadline. Ended up quitting in September. And by December, I hit my goal of making my first million in crypto. And the rest has kind of been history. And that wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for cryptocurrency investing. Right? That's just changed my life. This space has changed my life. Token metrics, right? And being able to just find good ICOs, right? So finding the Wobbies, Icons, Dragon Chains, Power Ledgers, all these different projects from just using data has transformed my life to a point now I'm just kind of traveling the world and just evangelizing the space. All right, any questions on that? Let's open up to the audience. Yes, yeah. And while we're doing this, let's get the ICO pitches ready.
Yeah, so I would like to ask you, how you see future of ICO as a first question, like for the future.
What's the future of ICO?
If you expect like 100x again this year or whatever year. And second question, how you decide to take profits when you
Yes, good question. I think 100x's are still possible. I just think there'll be a lot less of them. And I don't think they'll happen as fast. Right, so I think 100x will probably take a year or even longer, as opposed to a few months. I think that's kind of the big thing. Now this space is in a way getting more mainstream, more saturated. It's getting tougher and tougher. I still think it's possible though, right? You just got to be really early, because now everybody has tokenomics now, right? So you got to find your new edge. People say, hey Ian, now that the space is changing, how do you plan to find projects even earlier? That's why I'm doing the Crypto World Tour. Right? Like imagine if one of these guys ends up being the next big ICO. I'm definitely getting into the pre-sale, I hope. So I'm willing to travel to every corner of the world to find the next big ICO, right? Because I realize that's my new edge. Nobody's willing to invest that kind of time and money to find the next icon. I mean, for example, Eden Chain, we met them in Korea. I mean, we met the team when they had no Telegram group. We joined the Telegram group with their employees in there. That's how early we were. For example, with Nucleus, even with Sparkster. So I'm willing to travel the world, and I think you have to kind of look around and see what everybody else is doing, And if you aren't doing more than that, then you definitely won't be getting those good returns because you'll always be late. You'll be behind. Then in terms of how I take profit, there isn't really a set way. My thing is, once I make an investment, I look to take out my initial investment after a 3x return. So for example, if I put in 1,000 euros and it goes to 3,000 euros, I take out my 1,000 euros. That way the rest is just profit. So if it goes to zero, I don't lose money. Then I take that 1,000 euro and I reinvest into a new ICO. Then those 2,000 euros, as it's going up, I take profit on the way up. Right? So there isn't really a set time. For me, it depends on when I need it. For example, a perfect example is PundiX. PundiX came out, it was around a 1x. Some of my friends sold. First of all, who was part of PundiX ICO? Who sold below ICO price? One person in the back. Who sold at a 1 or 2x? Show of hands? Okay. I held Pundi. Even when I didn't believe, I held. Main reason, I was hoping for a better exchange, right? And I kind of had an idea that something was coming. But anyway, I had a chance to sell. It went to like, what was the bottom of Pundi? Like 50% below ICO price? And I was still holding. And it was kind of tough for me because I was a Pundi whale, I was told. So it was kind of hard to sell because the market didn't have enough volume for me anyway. So I had to wait for a better exchange. But I kept on holding, and then they announced that buyback program, which changed everything. Then it went to like 5x. As soon as that happened, I went on Coinbase, took out my initial investment. Right? Because when you've been in darkness for a while, and you finally see some sunshine, you take profits. Right? So I took out my initial, but I didn't sell everything. Right? Because you never know in crypto, these projects can keep on going up, which ended up happening. So it went to 10x. I went in there and sold about 20%. Went to 15x, I sold 20%. Went to 20x, sold about 20%. And I didn't just sell just to sell. I sold it because I had to use the money, right? So for example, when CoreChain came out, I took profits from Pundi. When I wanted to go into Eden Chain, I took profits from Pundi. When I wanted to pay my team to reinvest into my business and get dollars, I took profits from Pundi. Right? So that was kind of the idea. So I guess to answer your question, in terms of when I take profits in my strategy, the first thing is to protect the investment. So taking my initial investment as soon as it's over 3x. So I like to give it about 1 to 2, maybe sometimes 3 months, depending on the market. If it's a bull market and it's below ICO price, I would sell everything. But if we're in a bear market, then I'm more patient because everything is going down. Right? So it's kind of with Pundi, it came out in a bear market and everything was down. So I held for a bit. Once it went over 3x, it was around 5x, took out my initial. Then as it was going up, took out more profits when I had to reinvest into other ICOs. Does that answer your question? All right. Anybody else with a question in the back?
Yeah, but I don't need the mic.
Okay, all right.
All the way back. Just insofar as you're discussing an asset like being in the sort of Moneyball methodology. So it's overvalued and have something that's undervalued. Do you feel like there's some regulatory pressure that's going to push regulation as a very dispositive variable insofar as what's undervalued, what's overvalued?
In terms of regulation impacting that?
Yeah, I mean, we have pretty serious stuff going on in the US and China and Europe.
Yeah, I think the regulation definitely is a big concern.
Sure.
Especially securities. That's kind of, for me personally, I don't touch securities because, I mean, that's just waiting for a chance to get wrecked, right? I think regulation definitely does impact the asset you're getting into. But I mean, when it comes to the data though, I don't think it impacts the data itself, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Let me see, how can I answer this? Can you re-ask the question just to make sure I have it?
Well, I think you answered it. You answered it well. I wonder how much pressure that's going to put in general. So, for example, whether you don't want to touch a security or something like that. What that definition is shifting. And naturally, there's something that you can take apart from it, and that's that.
So I mean, yeah.
But I think that possibly that's a pretty relevant variable that can kind of fit into kind of Moneyball sort of methodology, I suppose.
The way I look at it, if I think something is a security, I just avoid it.
Sure.
Not really because of regulation, although it's more of an indirect occurrence, because of exchanges.
Sure.
Because Binance won't touch a security. Assuming if they think it's flat out security, they won't touch it.
Sure.
Making it pretty much liquid, meaning that you can't really make money on it as an investor.
Sure.
So that's kind of why I don't like to get into securities. Now there are security tokens coming out, and I know T-Zeros and Polymath are trying to solve that space. It's not something I'm personally bullish on this year. I think that's still way too early.
Sure.
But I think maybe down the line, that's kind of where things may end up going, especially as more bodies get into this, like the SEC and other financial regulation companies and stuff like that. But in terms of the actual data, it doesn't really affect the numbers much. I just kind of view everything as the same. Then just try to figure out if it's a security, just don't touch it, because it means you can't really make money on it because it will be illiquid from exchanges.
Sure.
Does that answer your question? All right. So we have the ICOs. How many do we have? 5? Oh, we have 3. Oh, 2 pulled out. Oh.
One didn't make it, one pulled out.
Okay. So who do we have?
So we have
Beyond Sin Screen.
Beyond Sin Screen, and we also have Williamsburg and Spatium.
Spatium. Okay. All right. We had a question over here. Was there a question? You want a mic? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Can you pass that down?
With some of these ICOs getting really greedy on the pricing, how do you think investors should go forward, and what strategies can we use to kind of push back against the ICOs kind of overvaluing themselves?
I mean, good question. I think that's why tokenomics has kind of been a saving grace almost for the average retail investor, because now going into all these new ICOs trying to raise money inside the Telegram groups, I see people asking questions. What are your tokenomics? And now people actually, I would say even beginners, know they're more educated. They have a better perspective of how to evaluate these companies and not just blindly invest just because the technology seems cool. They're now actually becoming more investors. Because something could be great as a technology, but it could be a bad investment. Yeah. Right? So I'm seeing this almost in any brand new Telegram group for an ICO. Investors are much more educated than they were 6 months ago and 9 months ago. And I think that's because of tokenomics, because they know it's not just the cap, all these other factors matter. How many tokens you're printing, token price, the bonus, or like will we get dumped on by whales, for example. So I'm seeing the community is now much more educated.
Yeah.
Does that answer? Yeah. Okay, all right. I think we're good to go. All right. Thank you guys for those. All right. Not to put too much pressure on you guys, but I think we're gonna find possibly a good idea from this. Because I've already screened one of them. All right, okay, so who's up first? So just to kind of tell you guys the format, we have 3 ICOs, right? Not 5, two pulled out. Hey, hold on. Torsten, is Agora coming? He's sleeping? Oh, he's sleeping?
He missed the pre-sale.
Oh, he missed that pre-sale, okay, wow. Okay, so the way this works, we now have 3 ICOs. So each one will get 3 minutes to pitch. Then you guys, the audience, will choose the winner. And the winner can just pitch all day. All right, they get the stage. They have to earn the stage. So the winner can, if you have a laptop, hook it up to a projector, show us a video, a slide, website. We can have an interactive AMA with them. Okay? So first up is, what's your name?
My name is Mario Drevenšek, the CEO of Beyond Scene Screen ICO or company.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Welcome
you
to
very
the
much.
Prague Ian Balina Crypto World Tour. We have come all the way to Prague to possibly find the next
Yes,
100x.
we are actually on the road show. We went to Vienna and then visit here Prague and going tomorrow to Berlin. And
this is only for the winner.
we just came to listen Ian and we got this opportunity to pitch, so it's really
Only for the winner.
interesting. I even didn't bring the presentation, so we are going to show you our web page.
Hold on, just to clarify. So only the winner gets to pull up the computer. Right now it's just a
okay,
verbal.
it's just verbal.
Just a verbal
Okay.
pitch. Okay, so I will get the timer out. Okay. Are you guys ready? Okay. Louder than that. Come on now. Are you guys ready? Yes. All right, there we go. There we go. We got 3 minutes. Are you ready?
Yes, I am. I think
Okay.
so.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, guys, you know what Shazam did. So they developed technology to recognize the audio. What we, Beyond Scene Screen, did, we developed technology to recognize the video. So imagine when you are watching a movie and you want to know more information about actor, producer, story, what you do now? You need to go and search for this information using Google or other tools. Or if you are watching a music spot and you want to know more information about the musician, where he is or she on a tour, or you want to buy a ticket, or if you are watching culinary show and you want to get to the recipe, or you want to buy ingredients, what I said, what you do now basically, you need to manually search for the information. So our main idea is that we can provide this information with a few seconds. So basically what you need to do, you need to pull your smartphone, scan the TV or video on any screen and get additional information. Basically, what we have done is we are resolving problem of the broadcasters, which I'm working for 15 years in the broadcast industry, and many times we've been asked how we can make watching television interactive, more engageable, more interesting. Second thing is, for example, when I'm watching a show or video with my, or some movie with my wife, she usually take a mobile or laptop or tablet to search for the information. Basically, market research shows that 87% of the people while watching television, they are using a second screen device. And 27% of those people are actually searching for the information they saw on a TV. And also what we see through our platform that we are providing, actually we created also a new marketing platform. Basically now marketeers have a video as a new generation of the billboard. It's invisible, so they can put additional and link additional information, which can be added also. It's invisible to the naked eye, but of course visible for the application. We have developed already application, so it's a beta version. We have signed a contract with the first client. It's a video distribution company in Croatia. They are covering 7 countries in the Balkan region, 25 million people, and we are going to launch application in September this year, and having the last 3 months of this year pilot project. We see big potential with our product because there is a huge market space for the e-commerce. There is a huge market space also for online shopping that I didn't say, because all this content like movies, they have product placed in the movie. So what we'll enable now is to basically allow people that they can easily access to those products and buy them.
All right, you done?
Yeah, basically, yes.
Okay, all right. Well, time to start, Thank you. Okay.
Q&A now?
No, so only the winner gets the Q&A. Who's up, Spatium or Wellsberg? Wellsberg? Yeah. Okay, let's get Wellsberg.
What was the name of this ICO?
Beyond Scene Screen.
Can you spell it for us? Beyond Scene Screen?
Yeah, Scene Screen.
Beyond Scene, like movie scene? Beyond Scene Screen? Okay, all right, thank you guys. And what are your names?
My name is John Kitkin, and I'm a CEO of Wellsberg, and I'm here with Nurlan, is a COO of Wellsberg as well.
All right, thank you so much. Welcome to the Prague Crypto World Tour.
Thank you for
event.
Opportunity to pitch there.
Okay, so who's pitching? Ian? You're pitching?
We both. I will just pass microphone to Nurlan.
So you will have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you. Hello, my name is John Kitkin, and I'm CEO of Wellsburg. 2 years ago, I started to dive in cryptocurrency world, and the mining industry seems most interesting to me. I started to investigate more, and I found out that it's more than 1,500,000 miners with a different amount of hardware on this market. It's huge. For example, if you will type right now Bitcoin hash rate chart, you will see that Bitcoin renew its all-time high in hash rate last 3 months, like multiple times. It shows that mining industry keeps growing, and still in this market there are a lot of problems, like no transparent fees. The fees could get up to 7%. If you're not familiar with mining, you need to be tech savvy. You need to get into this, you need to analyze and do your research. And for enterprises, they need to hire people. It's really like costly. And yeah.
Maybe I can just add some. Yeah, so the thing is that currently people, even the huge, this enterprise, maybe you've seen these huge, big farms that have mining hardware, and they use like all open source software that is built like really like on their knees, and they're really unreliable, insecure, and unstable, and they have to count. And the thing is that there are like tens of millions of dollars are going through these unreliable, very tiny softwares that they build together. So this is the current issue that still the mining industry still has. So yeah, I just want to.
Thank you. So we saw it, and we have built the world's first enterprise-ready mining platform, and we bring it to masses. Our uniquenesses are that we provide transparent fees, that we are the first who implemented a profit switching algorithm to analyze the most profitable coins based on the theory of games. And all these are ready, all these features are ready and available online. Regarding the questions, please, can you add?
Yeah. So we start regarding the solution. Yeah. So basically, what we did is we have already released our first version, the mining pool, our first product, which is currently working already, and we have currently around 80 miners. From them, 10 big miners using the product. How much time do you have yet?
Time is up.
Oh, really? Okay.
But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. And
could you give them just one sentence? What's your product? I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
So in one sentence,
just in one simple sentence.
enterprise mining software.
Yeah, I'll say it in one sentence. It's a Cisco for mining.
Cisco for mining.
Yeah.
I didn't think.
So it's like a Cisco to contact centers, Wellsburg for mining. So we're enterprise solution for mining. Yeah, and we bring all these features and from enterprise world.
Spatium?
Sure.
If you want to start to mine, the only thing you need is to buy hardware and to use our software.
Okay.
And forget about everything else.
All right. Thank you. Now we have the pleasure of being joined by, what's your name?
I'm Girai. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And what's your company?
Our company is Spatium. So thank you very much for Jan for taking the chance to pitch you guys.
Okay, all right.
So
are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you guys ready? All right, 3. Okay. Somebody's really ready. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, Spatium is a super secure solution for storing and managing cryptos. This is the unique protocol we're building. The product release is in a week for the restricted access, and then we can distribute you the link to go and see it. So the idea is that we have created the ecosystem where you can securely store and manage your cryptos. So we all remember that how we are like waiting for the Ledger, Trezor wallets for several months to put our assets on the secure place. So we're all concerned about this. So our team is actually is the cybersecurity guys who actually spent a decade working for the cybersecurity on the country state level. The idea behind Spatium is that we bring the functionality and security in one space. So we have a solution which is a software solution which has a security features, and it's even more safe than hardware solution existing in the market today. So what we do is that we have to have multiple devices to use to sign off the transaction, and then we don't have any private key being kept on any of the devices. So even the hackers try to hack your device or hack your server computer, he doesn't have enough information to steal your currency. And on top of the software solution, we're developing the hardware as well. And the hardware gives an additional functionality, like you have an access, you can use your biometrical data, and then you can actually transfer the funds. If there is some people you want them have access to your funds, like your family members or someone else can access the funds, they actually use the hardware solution as well, so that you can actually solve a lot of problems on having hardware device as well. So the hardware is actually additional functionality to use inside the Spatium ecosystem. So Spatium is the secure storage and management of your cryptos. So guys, support us to give you the most secure solution in the market. That's it.
All right, thank you.
So, coming up, Spotify, yeah, they jump back in.
Oh,
they're back in the game.
All right, who's this?
Thank you, Diego.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
What's your name and what's your project?
My name is Sydney. I represent a company called Socify. Socify was established in...
Socify?
Socify, yeah.
Okay, all right. So somebody else has come in. Okay, we changed everything. Now we have, what, 4 companies?
Potentially,
Meaning,
might make it.
Oh, really? Okay, well, that means we'll have one extra round then. So you guys will choose 2 projects from here let's just make it an AMA round. All right? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, guys. So some high-level stuff about Socify. The company has been established in late 2014. The company was focused on Wi-Fi, providing the Wi-Fi monetization at the airport, stadium stations, and many crowded spaces. We are doing data mining. We provide the content for the Wi-Fi publishers, and we cooperate with Wi-Fi vendors like Cisco, Meraki, Aruba, HP, and many others. In the United States, we cooperate with Federal Emergency Management Agency. So if there's any kind of nature disaster, kidnapped children and so on, we are able to display a warning to all the people connected to our solution. We are vendor agnostic, which means that you are able to implement our solution on the top of your equipment. The product is fully developed. We have clients in 67 countries. We have connected over 50 million people so far. And last year we decided to go for ICO to raise funds and switch Socify to mobile data provider, which means we'll be able to provide mobile data affordably to all the people in development countries and make the mobile data provided to people in a fair and transparent way. Socify will be switched to open source, and we will simply cut the middleman, which is getting almost 50% from the ad spend. So through this way, all the people around the world will be able to use the data, communicate with their families, and educate themselves. The product has been developed, as I mentioned. We are ready for the LTE. We have APIs to be in compliance and ready to communicate with the carrier across the world. We have also achieved the partnership with Tata Communications, which works with over 70% of LTE carriers. So here we are. We are based in Prague. We have sales in the States, based in Miami, and currently we are running the ICO and pre-sales. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So we have the last contestant. This is Agora, right, and Leonardo? Agora?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way this works, we've had 5 projects, including you.
Okay.
Pitch your project in 3 minutes. Then we'll have the audience as a whole vote on 2 projects to go to the next round to do a deeper pitch, which will include our AMA.
Okay,
all right?
Cool.
So you're the last one in the first round.
Okay.
Hi everyone. It's kind of like the wait. It's kind of like the World Cup. Very excited. 3 minutes, and I will get a timer. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
So this is what happened in Switzerland 2 weeks ago. You took your ID, you speak to your phone, you show the reflection of your ID, you say random things in a random way, and then you receive a key. With that key you can vote. When you vote, you can challenge your vote, see that your vote went on the blockchain. You can, it's the last vote that counts, meaning if someone comes to you and says, hey, Jan, I give you $10, vote for this guy, you can take the $10. You can vote for that guy and then change your vote as long as the event is open. We did that with Civic and Shift. You must know Civic, right? Or Shift. For more than 25,000 people. And so we are Agora. It's a voting platform on our own blockchain, developed for more than 3 years by the Decentralized and Distributed System Lab of the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology. We have both a permissionless infrastructure and a permission infrastructure. To be honest with you, voting on permissionless infrastructures like Ethereum, still not there yet. So how we do that, we have on only invite nodes, we invite them. It can be the Red Cross, the Kofi Annan Foundation, Berkeley, Stanford, the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology. They provide consensus, and you have what we call auditors, because with our blockchain you can download a logarithmic part of the block, so you can run the blocks on your phone, and you can audit your elections. You can audit others' elections. And actually, token holders, they stake their tokens for 90 days. By staking their token, they are able to watch the consensus being provided. We did the Sierra Leone use case. People are always asking us, how would you sell this to government? I will tell you how that works. Government came to us after what we did in Sierra Leone. Basically, it's not an easy business. You just have to find what these governments are willing to give and what they're willing to receive. Basically, we lower the expenses by 60 to 70%. Sometimes, in some difficult areas, governments have to borrow money to run their own elections. In the case of Uganda, in the case of Kenya spent $500 million in election. They spent half of that money in security. So if you can give government the capabilities for their people to vote remotely.
All right, time is out. 3 minutes. Thank you.
Sorry, I was really. I just came from Switzerland, and I was on Uganda time zone, so I was a bit late.
No worries. All right, so thank you guys, thank you. So let's have all the ICOs that pitched come back here on stage. Let's have you line up here. Leo, look, all the projects. We should start taking pictures of this, like a graduation class. Yeah, so the Ian Balina Prague Crypto World Tour ICO class 2018. Let me take a picture of this real quick, if I can. All right. All right, so now the audience, are you guys ready? Woo! Okay, so first up, what was your ICO again?
Sourcify.
Sourcify. All right, so this is how it works. You guys have to make noise for the ICO you like, okay? Now, yes, yeah, that would be a good idea. Close the doors. All right, so we'll start with Sourcify, right? So if you like Sourcify, make some noise, right? That's the cue, right? Whether you clap or shout or scream or stomp your feet, right? All right, are you guys ready? Oh, are you guys ready? Yes. All right, that's much better. All right, Sourcify. Okay. And what's your project?
Wellsburg.
Okay. Wellsburg. Sourcify? Wellsburg? Oh, okay, all right. Let's have you step up here, Sourcify. For now. And your project?
Agora.
Okay. Agora. Sourcify? Agora? Sourcify? Oh, that's tough. Agora? Sourcify? Okay, let's have you step up here for now. And what is your project?
Beyond Scene Screen.
Okay. Beyond Scene Screen? Agora? Sourcify? Agora? Beyond Scene Screen? Oh, okay, all right. Stay there for now. And last but not least?
Spatium.
Okay, Spatium? Agora? Sourcify? Spatium? Sourcify? Okay, this is tough. Let's just go to hands. Okay. All right. You can only vote. Yeah, I know. Okay. Put your hand up if you want Sourcify in the next round. Okay. All right. Spatium? Oh, okay. All right. Agora? Okay, so we have Agora and Sourcify. You guys made it to the final round, to the next round. Everybody else, thank you so much. Thank you. Well done. Okay, all right. So the next round, we'll have Sourcify. You can sit down for now. So next round, we'll give you. How are we doing on time? Because we do have that Champions League game, right? It's 8:45. Yes. Okay, so let's give you 3 more minutes. But this time, you guys can interact and ask questions. Actually, let's have 3 questions asked by the audience. So who has a question for Sourcify? Oh, wow, so many. Okay, so we'll take only 3, unfortunately. All right? You may have to sub-poll. Okay.
What is actually your product and what does it do and what does it relate to blockchain?
He went for the jugular. Okay, so what is your product?
So the product is basically marketplace, mainly for Wi-Fi, and then we decided to adjust the marketplace for LTE. So through our product, we are able to sponsor mobile data, to get mobile data affordably for all the people from development countries and rest of the world.
So it's like Wi-Fi sharing or something like that?
Yeah. Exactly. We started as a Wi-Fi.
Is this like Air Token by any chance? We have a history with Air Token, by the way. Oh, so it is.
It's no, it has nothing to do with Air Token. They were doing the monetization through global exchanges. I do not believe that it can work, or it can partially. But global exchanges are good for some part of monetization through third-party advertisers. We do believe in a different type of advertising, connecting people with the local companies. So, for example, when you enter the shopping mall or the airport, you're not interested in advertisement from global Toyota, but you are interested in some kind of deal from local Starbucks, getting 1+1 and so on.
Okay. All right. Next question over here.
Yes. Why tokens? Like, why you need to use tokens from blockchain? Why you don't run it on your own? Or, I mean, why you don't run it at your model right now without blockchain? Why you need tokens?
Mm-hmm. That's a very good question. We decided to switch the two-sided market into one-sided market and be able to buy mobile data from the carriers and provide this mobile data by offsetting the cost by advertisement and communication with the sponsors to end users. So simply, Socify is going to be the mobile data carrier. So we are buying a real product which exists on the market, and we are sponsoring that product and giving that product to people. So that's why we decided for ICO.
We have one question over here.
Hi, what's your hard cap and the soft cap for the project?
Soft cap is 2.1 million and hard cap is 26 million.
Thanks.
That's a huge gap. Can you explain that?
Yeah, sure. The tiers are set for multiple countries. We decided to start in Kenya, South Africa, and Nigeria. We start with these three. Once we set the right balance between the reward and the mobile data, we will move to other countries. Once we raise more money, we will add multiple countries in the initial phase.
Okay, we'll take one more.
When I'm in Kenya, how do I use your service once it's implemented?
Mm-hmm. You can simply download the application SES. We call it SES, Socify Engagement Solution, which can be white labeled as, from the carrier as well. And that application will give you the mobile data in exchange with your engagement.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. That was quite the clutch performance there. Buzzer beater. Okay. All right, so who has questions for Agora?
Yeah, Leonardo.
Okay, you have one in the back. You came with him, though.
Is that right?
Gotcha. What you wanted to do? You wanted to answer?
I would like to ask, do you have a product?
Yeah, we do, yeah. It's the first time ever we make 25 people vote completely paperless. But what you have to understand is that each and every use case is very different. So we can provide voting solution from A to Z. From identification can go with Civic, Shift, BlockPass, and other ID manager in the blockchain industry. It just has to be decentralized and no one is keeping your data. These are our ethic. But then if in a country they have, for example, voting machines, we keep the front end on the voting machines and we move the back end to the blockchain. If they're 100% with paper, we can track the supply chain of the voting process, because I don't know, you can in some areas you can just open a new envelope company. And if you're part of the government, you can open an envelope company, and you become the official provider of the election. People have no tracking on what is happening during that election, how money is spent. So depending on the country, we can go to completely paperless, or partially paperless, or voting machines. So yeah.
All right, next question over here. Maybe, hold on, let's first get him.
What happens if no vote is going on right now?
with the blockchain? Because some governments have like a vote maybe, but if the vote is over from the government, what happens with the blockchain? Is it still like running or used for something else?
We have our own ecosystem. It has been tested by Swiss banks. So we're like many blockchain startups. We are bringing people to our ecosystem, a bit like ICOs, a bit like Stellar Foundation.
Do you need this?
So we also use, also use the blockchain for other governmental services. But what you have to understand is that it's medium-sized to big-sized elections, and it's not only governmental election. With Civic, for example, we have exclusivity on shareholder elections, banking, or yeah.
Okay. Your follow-up question? I'm gonna ask.
Sorry again. What's the use of the token? You are giving a token in the ICO. Is it just to buy your services, or is it going to be used for the election?
No. So the thing is that we provide the service in fiat to government, and what we didn't like so far is the one vote, one token model. I'm not a huge fan of that. Because in that case you can have market manipulation. Imagine Zimbabwe is buying your tokens to run an election, and the price of the token go higher. It's really complicated. So what we do is that you use your token to observe the election. So the thing is that if you want to observe and be a node on our blockchain, you have to stake your token for 90 days. So you stake your token for 90 days. You enter a contract with Agora. You are KYC'd, and we stake your token for collateral for your own honesty. Meaning, if you don't spread FOMOs, you're saying the truth about the elections. You will be rewarded for that service. You will get more of your own tokens, and if you say FOMO, we penalize you and we take these tokens out of you. So each time you run an election, we run an election, you expect the price of the token to go higher. Everyone, I mean, if you want to hold, you can hold your token. You can be a node. You can observe election all around the world. So it's not one token, one vote. It's one token to observe elections.
All right, let's take these two questions, then go to the final round.
So elections are something that we want to be as secure as possible. So what you just explained means if I have a lot of money, I can essentially bribe some people, and then they will, their notes will report something that is the truth, and like this.
Okay.
Can't we just, kind of bribe the elections?
Okay, so two things. You have the consensus nodes and you have the auditor nodes. Providing consensus is for the only invite institution, Kofi Annan Foundation, the Red Cross, the EPFL, Social Institute of Technology, Berkeley, Stanford, etc. If you want to provide consensus, we have to give you the VM, the server. You have to store the server and provide consensus for us. You cannot provide consensus. What you do is observe the election. Now, on observing the election, you are KYC'd by us, meaning that if the Chinese government wants to, maybe the Chinese government would be a client. If X government goes to the market and go to people and give them money and want them to order the election and spread FOMO, we stake your tokens. We have like a Black-Scholes model with how far you are from the average and the medium and the standard deviation of what all of the people are saying. If you're that far, there is an arbitration of some sort with Agora that you accept by default when you enter the contract with Agora, meaning I accept the terms of use, and you will get your token out of your hands, and you will never get back your token. You will never be able to audit any other elections.
All right.
It worked very well with Switzerland. We had people spreading FOMO many times, and it doesn't work, basically.
All right, thank you. We're running short on time, so let's go to the voting. Okay, so we had Agora, and where's Spotify? Let's get you back here on stage. This is the final moment we've all been waiting for. Who will be the winner? Okay, are you guys ready again? You guys ready? Yeah. All right. Agora. Sourcify. Oh, wow. Okay, Agora it is. All right, thank you so much for participating. Wow, guys, talk about a Cinderella story. Hey, so who drove you here? Did you take an Uber or did she drive you here or somebody drive you here?
We came running.
You came running. Oh, man. Wish Dan had that video footage. All right, so now as the winner, the whole audience as a whole, you guys can ask questions. Right, so we'll make this a joint AMA since we're running short on time. I want to make sure we catch the game, right? Do we have a bar yet? Not yet? Maybe downstairs or?
We reserve tables, like 6 or 10 tables we reserve.
Downstairs? Okay, all right. But anyway, so we'll make this a joint AMA. If you have a question for me or for Leo with Agora, feel free to ask the question.
All right.
Yeah.
So for Agora, as a token investor, like what are the token economics? How do you see the value of the token increase from an investor's perspective now? Like,
okay, so we receive money from the government. That money is in fiat. Okay, with that money, we go buy back tokens in the open market. We put these tokens in what we call a bonus pool, an election bonus pool. That election bonus pool, all of the tokens that we bought is for 2 services. One, the consensus nodes. These reputable organizations, NGOs, UN type of organization, schools that entered a contract with Agora to provide consensus. These guys, we're going to reward them for the electricity, and we are going to reward them, meaning that each time we find a very valuable humanitarian, for example, project that we want to undertake together. For example, Agora versus UNESCO in Africa providing water and education about blockchain or coding. We take part of these tokens, we cash out, and we go undertake this project. For example, we will have our coders giving educational sessions at Berkeley University, Stanford, new nodes in our system. And then this is, let's say, 5 or 10% of the pool. The rest is for you guys, auditors, token holders. They want to audit elections, so you stake tokens. You stake 5 or 10% of your tokens. No matter if you're rich or poor, it doesn't matter. We don't want rich people to audit election and poor people not to audit election. When you stake your token, you're providing a service for Agora also. So why I'm insisting on the fact that we are providing service, because it's a utility token. You provide a service, and by providing that service, you get rewarded. So as an auditor, you want to audit Sierra Leone election, you're from the US or you're from Ghana or whatever, you stake some of your tokens, you provide that service, you check that the consensus has been provided in the right way. When it's done, you receive more tokens for the service that you have been provided. So each time you see Agora entering a contract with the government, you expect that Agora is going to receive money. You expect at that time that the price of the token is going to go higher, because Agora is going to buy back tokens from the secondary market. Everything is completely auditable. We're not manipulating the price. We take that exact amount of money, we go buy exactly the amount of token needed, and we put these tokens, we lock them in a smart contract. And then when the election is over, you expect your token to go higher twice, because you provided a service, you're going to get rewarded. You can keep your money or you can let your money, because as I said, we're organizing elections, medium-sized to big-sized elections. Meaning not only presidential election, can be municipalities, banks, institution, anyone who needs help, logistical help, medium-sized, big-sized election, we can implement our system.
Okay, we got a question over here.
Yeah, just a small question about your branding. Do you realize that Agora was one of the 3 biggest illegal drug marketplaces where you could purchase drugs for crypto? It was shut down in 2015. It was Alphabay, Agora, and Silk Road. And I have a question if you're like connected, related, and maybe what was like the inspiration for your name?
Honestly, the inspiration is the Greek Parliament. Agora in Greek was the place where people, vote. But we knew that because we had to approach them for the Reddit account, and we had a look at what they were doing. And it was a bit too late for us to change the name because we signed already a contract. So yeah. Or I don't know.
Hey, you say that you will buy back the tokens that you have created. Why you sell the tokens? Because you can attract the finance with credits, for example, from the bank or with investors, and so why?
Sorry, I didn't understand the.
Why do you do token sale instead of acquiring money with investors or banks or government and so on?
Because we want people to use our tokens and to get used to the ecosystem during the first 2 years. If I didn't get the question right, just okay. During the 2 first years, we have what we call new election. It's giveaway programs where people can vote. What you have to know is that I'm Swiss, and people there vote every 3 months, and they vote on. Should we dig a new tunnel between Switzerland and Italy? Should we buy new planes for the army? So the idea is really to provide liquid and direct democracy. People can vote, can make surveys, can do referendums. It's really to make it as smooth and as easy, as organic as possible, and to have the token be used as much as possible. I don't know if I answer your question. So we're not neither in the equity round because I mean we're not raising money versus equity because we've been there for so long and we have enough money to do that. We just need to business develop. So basically we are opening offices in the Philippines. I'm not giving you where next election are we going. We're opening offices in the Philippines. There are election in Brazil right now. We're opening offices there, opening offices in Guinea, opening offices in Rwanda. I am half from Tunisia. I hope I'm gonna be opening an office there soon. Burkina Faso, and of course Switzerland. Yeah.
I have a question. So, how are you different from other voting blockchains like Horizon State?
Okay, there are many differences. The first difference is that we're not on Ethereum. We have our own blockchain. The thing is that I believe if you want to incentivize people to vote around the world, they should vote and they should verify the votes on their own phone. It's much easier to incentivize people to vote on their phone. Thing is that with Ethereum, I think you experienced the Kitty situation. It's not scalable enough to be able to check the consensus, to download the blocks on your phone. So what we do is that with our blockchain, it's called Signchain, came from the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, 3.5 years research on that blockchain. You download a logarithmic part of the blocks. By downloading a logarithmic parts of the blocks, you can run the blocks on your phone. So this is the first thing.
Hey, I have a question and it breaks down in 2 parts. First off, I wanted to know what's your soft cap and your hard cap that you're trying to raise.
Okay, so the soft cap has been reached. It was 1.5 million, and the hard cap is 20 million.
Okay, and then my follow-up question is, you said you have a buyback after you sell the service to a government agency or whoever it is. What percentage of the total sell amount are you buying back, or how does that work?
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy back the whole amount? Are you gonna buy back a portion? Because we're investors, so we are looking for returns, and if we see a token and your hard cap is 20 million, then we want to understand how much you're going to buy back each time you sell an election, because due to that, then we're going to gain value, right?
So we buy back 65% from what the government gave us as money. So 65% of the money goes to you guys and to the consensus nodes.
Okay, and from your experience, if you have a range, a government election,
yeah,
how much can that cost? If you can disclose that information.
In average, it's around $550 million per election.
So $550 million per election, and you're going to buy back 65%.
So the thing is that we are not only running governmental like big size election. We also run smaller election. For example, in Switzerland, an election day is 7 million. Okay, so each time we receive, I can't really tell you because the expenses depend also on the use case. If we have to have people on the ground, so if it's completely paperless, it's, you know how it works. We have to pay for the research and development. We have, and all the rest is for you guys. If it's, for example, Kenya, or for example Tunisia, or if there are voting machines and they need experts or stress test the code, the infrastructure during the election day, then we have to provide observers and people on the ground. So I can't really tell you because it really depends on the use case. But
you still want to do a song? You still want to do a song? Sure.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly, yeah.
All right, guys. We're out of time, unfortunately. We're gonna have to wrap up.
You have to ask about the team.
Yeah.
Tell us about the team.
Okay, so
I've already done my homework, but you guys.
Okay, cool. So this is a very good question because we've been holding on our team section last week for 2 reasons. The first reason is that we're redesigning the website. The second reason is that we have some announcement to make. So maybe we can announce the announcement here.
Yes. Exclusives. We love it. Exclusives.
Okay, cool. So the former First Lady of Ukraine, Katerina Yushchenko, is joining our board. The former president of Mauritius is joining our board. Joseph Weinberg, the guy behind Paycase and Shift, is joining our board. Mrs. Masri, ambassador at the African Union, is joining our board. Many other business development happening in the countries that I told you. So you're gonna see also someone from the Philippines. Mrs. Africa is also joining our board. She's from Burkina Faso. So yeah, many other people coming on board.
Bless you.
Thank you. All right, guys. I want to make sure we don't miss that game.
What's your website?
Agora, Agora.vote, VOTE. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. So to send y'all love, because y'all been great. Prague, we're gonna do a song. I don't know if you guys have heard about our music, but we're doing a whole crypto album. So everybody get up. All right, everybody, we're in the middle. Turn it up. Yeah. Mark it up. Mark it down. No matter what, I'm still a win. Who's up? Sun is down. 100x. I got it now.
Come on, everybody.
Mark it up. Mark it down.
To the moon.
No matter what, still a win. Who's up? Sun is down.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I got it. We love you. Thank you so much for this event. Time to go watch Liverpool go crush Madrid. Good stuff.
I said, are you a believer till the end? When your funds are low, can you believe in it again? No longer ever questioning yourself if you believe it though. You never questioning yourself if you believe it though.